Hello and welcome back to Jesse's Vintage Garage, and we're moving on here in the 68 again. We're going to be working on putting the manifolds on for the carburetors, and they look like this, of course. And you when you go to put these on, you can't have the crossover tube in here because it'll bang into the rocker box. So, but you want to run these in as far as you can, and then use the nut to tighten it up, and then make sure the carburetors are straight when you do that. We'll show all that coming up, and then we'll probably do some other stuff like the rear fender and stuff in this video, and the bike will start taking shape here. So let's get working on it here. Okay, on these manifold pieces, this is a 68, an older style. In 69, they worked on putting a stud in here, and the stud would come through and out. So this one gets a bolt and a special bolt and a hex nut and a couple washers. This bolt is so special that the head is really like kind of small, so it clears everything here. And there's kind of like this is like 1.5 inch nut here, and you need like almost like a special wrench to get in here and do this. So we'll have that out too and use it. But yeah, I just want to point out the difference between 68 and 69 here. This part here. Okay, when threading these on, we've got to make sure you put the right one on the right side. This crossover tube here goes to the bottom, not to the top. Otherwise, you'd probably have a...
And facing in.
And facing inward, yeah, not outward. So that's what we'll just thread it in as far as we can, and then we've got to make sure it's parallel with each other. Okay, that's not going to work. So we'll have to back it off to about here, and then we'll go from there. Okay, so I can see why they went to a stud in 69. We got to tinker with getting this all together with the big old sandwich here. And of course, we didn't put the fiber insulating block in there, but we're using a body of a carburetor to help us with getting this parallel. So we're going to finish tightening this up to where it's like flat.
And you push down.
Because we don't want this, the reason why we're doing this is because we don't want this carburetor to be crooked just a little bit. And we've seen other bikes where it's just a little bit off and this looks funny.
Like this?
Yeah. I mean,
like this or like this?
Yeah. And that's not what we want. So we want it to be flush or flat, you know.
Okay, now you're going to have to help over here.
All right, so we're going to make sure we're starting off level here. So I got a little level piece here.
The motor's level and it's level.
Okay, so that's showing that the motor's level here. Now we're going to take this thing and set it on top of the carburetor body, and it'll tell us where we need to be till we're the same as the engine. So somewhere there. Yeah, right about there.
A little more. There, it's right in the middle.
Okay, now we got to tighten this nut up without moving all this. So let's work on that here. Well, here's kind of the special wrench we got to do this with. It's a Mac wrench. It's just got special positions the heads are, the open end parts are at. So we can get in here and clear the rocker box and everything in certain positions. Seems to work out pretty good. We have this one set for right in the middle. We'll try to video record us doing the next one. It's kind of difficult because you gotta compensate for this wanting to turn as you're tightening that. So you gotta like put this at a weird angle and then hope that you line up when you get this tight. Hope that it ends up here being here. You have to do it a few times probably before you can finally get it, because you want that to be tight as possible. Okay, so when we go to tighten this one's going to want to rotate this direction this time. The other one wanted to go the other way, but we're going to have to start here. Well, it was still the same way. It's just we're going to start over here at a different angle, and then when it tightens up, it'll be like where we want it. So let's, and definitely like the 69 style manifolds than this one.
I guess we could have ordered those.
Yeah. When he redid the head, he took them off, of course, and they were all rusty, and I just didn't want to have them all rusty looking. And you got the hex nut up there?
Yeah, I got mine.
All right, with pushing down on the carburetor body, we could know that we're like flat against the surface there. There's a little bit of wiggle room on that carburetor body, so we got it tight. All right, so we're gonna put it on there like this and see how close we get here. Got the carburetor massively crazy angle. All right, that's pretty tight. Where we at yet? Oh, too much yet.
Yeah, you need to, wait a minute. This end needs to go down. So it either needs to go tighter or you need to move the carburetor. Yep.
Yeah, I was able to get it tighter. Hey, we got it, looks like.
Yeah, I'd say so. No, too much. Needs to, gotta have this square.
Yeah, okay, we gotta go some more yet.
It's gotta raise.
I don't know if I can. I don't know if I get more out of it. Let me just check it.
Don't strip it.
Yeah.
That tight. See?
Yeah, that's pretty tight.
That's way too tight.
All right, so I just got done tightening this down. Just gonna check it again. Yeah, it's pretty tight. Anyways, we loosened these bolts up too to do the fine tuning, and we can kind of get it. Yeah, looking pretty good.
Yep.
Yeah, so we got this pretty much in the ballpark. Pretty good spot for this flange, but then we can wiggle this around a little bit, and we can get it right in center. So when we go to put the real carbs on, we'll be able to tinker with this and get the fine-tune adjustment in. Then we go to put our slides in, the top there, and that's when we'll do this measurement again and see where we need to actually line this up and then tighten the carburetor down. But we have these in the spot where we need them at now. Next, we'll move on to putting the little ports in here and put our little hose on there. And if you like that wrench that we used, you can look for it. It's the part number for the mech is DA48, and it just seems to fit really good in the spots here. And anyway, so 1.5 inches. Okay, so here we go. We got the nipples installed there, and we have the equalizing tube installed. This helps with pressure in each, equalizing it, of course, like I just said, on each port. And these port flanges here are pretty much the same on all the monoblock and the later amyls. They're all the same here. There's different ports though, because some of them don't have the nipple here, and we obviously know the difference between the 68 style and the 69 because the studs aren't here in 69, and like the 71 head and stuff. We were getting ready to put these on, and my father was like, these don't look right. I had to verify that they were the correct ones, 468s. That's how I got them. And pre-unit ones are different. Also, they don't have that crossover port either. So, and I'm pretty sure all the diameter here is pretty much all the same, but I'm not for sure on that. But anyways, I have all the hardware laying here so I don't lose it when we get ready to put the carbs on for good. And yeah, I think we'll end up moving on to putting the rear fender on next. Alright, so installing the rear fender here. We're going to put it in here like this, and then we're going to put this bolt in right away here. Then we'll go from there. Alright, we got this special bolt in here. That's the 82-0929. It's a specific length. We don't have it tight yet, but it's a specific length because they're all concerned about threads hanging out. But there's plenty of room here, but it is what it is. They don't need excessively long bolt there or too short. So, and then on the top here, we're going to put these two in. It's a DS57 domed head bolt. It comes in from the bottom according to the parts book here, number 14 here. Then there's this big, it shows a small washer, but this is actually an F4299 big fender washer specific. It's a specific same washer that gets put on holding this piece on, and remember the front end. So that goes like that, come up from the bottom, and it has a plain washer and a hex nut on top. So we'll put them in real quick. We got this rear loop installed, and it's got special head bolts here. I put a washer there. I don't think it shows it. It doesn't show it in the print. And I put this here so it doesn't tear up the paint on this when we go to tighten it up. And there's a little piece underneath that kind of like helps hold it tight. I'll show you that. There you are. That's what it looks like underneath there. Put some washers down there too. Helps keep it strong when it holds it back there. Now we'll put the loop on and go from there. Here we are. We got the loop, the rear handle or lift handle installed, and it mounts on one of the shock top bolt there, just like that. And then it takes a DS57 bolt, just like these up here were, and 2 of those, and it looks like it's here pretty good, lined up. Okay, yeah, something else is we got the center of the tire here. This line, of course, it's like center of the fender, and we're gonna check out the taillight right now and see if we have a alignment problem here with that. Now, this is an oblong hole. It should have some room for adjustment, but we'll see.
And it's got a divot for
this piece up here.
I'm gonna put these 2 wires down this hole here. We're gonna pull them out.
Yep.
Yeah, looks like it's gonna line up.
Now we didn't really rebuild this much. I just polished this up, made it shinier than it was, and I changed out the bulb to an LED. But we left the actual. No, this is not. This is a different lens on it. Otherwise, I took the nice
cracked.
original one off.
Oh, was it
Lucas
good?
off there, and I got some different ones, but we put this one on. And
All the bolt holes line up. Perfect.
yeah, I think they do. I'll see. Looks like they should. That's not it. That one came through the top there. Yep. And yeah, that one there. Yeah, the 2 bottom ones.
Yep.
Perfect.
Perfect.
We could probably put this on now if you wanted to.
We could, but we'll tighten this stuff up first.
Yeah, we gotta get the fender tight first. That covers these up a little bit. So, or makes it hard anyway. Okay, with everything being tightened down now, we started out with tightening up this, and then we went here, and then we went to this one, and then we finished up here, and then we tightened up the shock bolts. Everything's tight here now, and up here on both sides. So we know this is all complete, and we don't have to worry about trying to remember if we forgot something. So now we can move on to something else here. Yeah, see what we got. Got the chain guard sitting here. We got it all kind of ready to go on the bike. We got the brake switch installed. We tested it with the ohm meter, and it does beep, so we're good. I ran the bolts in from the inside out. That way the threads from the bolt and stuff weren't hanging out, and the thick part was on the outside instead of the inside because of the chain and stuff. And yeah, we're gonna try to attempt to put this on. It's got this extra guard here. It's gonna make it difficult. So there's probably a certain procedure of putting this on, and we probably maybe should have put it on a different time than we are right now. So we're gonna find that out real quick here. There we are. We got the chain guard installed. We had to remove the rear wheel, and yeah, I guess there's no special instructions here other than removing the wheel first, install it, and the chain, and then you run a bolt in here. It's 1/4 inch bolt and nut. I put the bolt going outward so that the excess threads are on the outside of the chain guard, so the chain does not come into it and hit it, because it gets real close right there. So, and here we got this tight, and it's ready to go too. Okay, so we had it on there. I just showed you that it was all tightened up. You cannot get the wheel in that way though. So I had to take it back loose. Okay, so everything's loose, And we got the wheel in where it's supposed to be, and now we're just gonna work our way from here. Leaving this loose, now we have it in here, so it actually fits in here. And we'll start tightening this up by putting the rear wheel in here and the adjusters in. Get this in the right position, and then we can put the front bolt back in.
Get chain back on.
And then chain back on. Okay, so here we go. Try to record doing all this right here. It's interesting, so I just want to show it kind of in a way. We're coming across maybe trying to figure out how to get the chain in. We got a couple different things. We got this bolt installed here so far, and this is all loose back here. We have this set down here, and the other thing while we're working on this, there's a bracket here that mounts onto the rear stay, and it has to have this little P-clamp installed here. So we have that ready to go now. And yeah, then we got to fish the chain through. So I think right now we're at the point where we want to maybe install this and tighten this up, right? No?
Yep. I got it just snug there.
So you got all this, we have all that assembled too, yeah. So
So it's ready. Now all we got to do is
let's put the brake stay on now. That way it stops moving.
figure out which way it needs to be.
Yeah, it shows one way.
Just like this.
Okay, yeah, and then we got the
Oh
bolts.
no, that's way out too far. So it must go. Okay, hold on. It goes like this. It goes like that.
I don't know about that
Then
either.
it's got to twist over
Yeah.
this. Yeah, like that. Oh, it's got to go back. Can't be that far out. So it's got to go on top. Go like this. And have to go like this.
You want that bolt first?
Gotta go like this. But this way, the hole's way out here.
Yeah, we can't have that because there's no spacer that goes there.
Bracket's way goofy.
Unless the chain guard has to be pushed in with that thing.
Yeah, maybe. Could be, I guess.
The parts book shows it like this. I mean, it's just a generic picture, but it's kind of showing everything. See how it's like looped upward?
Looped upward. Well, it lines up here. Looped upward. Well, then we got to flip it this way and then set it on top of that. And now we're up so high, it don't line up. See? So that picture can't be right.
Okay.
It's got to be below it.
I think that's what that is in the picture, but maybe not. Because down here in the print, where the stay's at, it doesn't even show it. So, you know, I think it'd be next to this piece instead of way up here, you know.
I don't know. Or snug.
Snug? Yeah. We got a lot to do yet.
Now we're going to check the tire, see. Oh, it's not rubbing. Oh, okay. Now we have to do this.
Oh, yeah. We install that.
Put this all back.
It's in there. Yeah, in the previous videos we went through all the trouble of getting this all set up, but look at there, we'll tear it all apart.
No, don't turn that while I'm turning this. You'll scratch your chain guard.
Yeah.
Okay, now check it. That's pretty close. Okay. Now, oh yeah, we got good daylight in there. Okay.
Yeah. We have that tight now.
And we'll have it snug on.
This is getting there. We got to tighten this bolt up yet, and this one.
Yep. Gotta do that before we put chain in it, I think.
Yeah, maybe we should.
Unless we have to, we can raise this up to, we could at this point.
If we need to. All right, let's just fix the chain, guys. It's not a big deal. This is going to be entertaining, because that's got to work my way up to the front here when it comes through. Oh, hold it.
Gotta get it up above there. Almost need a wire. I think we're gonna have to take that back off.
Well, yeah, unless we get a wire and pull it through. Got something like that?
Might. There it is.
Got it.
Oh, now we gotta go to the sprocket. Chain should start coming out the bottom here pretty quick. Yeah, it's already gotta roll the wheel ahead.
Okay. This skirted fender, or skirted freaking chain
Roll the
guard,
wheel ahead.
is kind of a interesting thing.
Okay, I got it now.
There we are. Wow. Yeah, skirted chain guard. Yeah, I can see what some bikes don't have it and some do, and I can see the ones that have it are kind of a pain in the butt.
I wonder if I can get this back on without the wheel being loose. I might be able to do it this way. Yeah. Oh. You're gonna move. I gotta see. Where is it? Come on.
Yeah, you're right there.
There you go. Got it. Okay.
There we are. We got everything tight. Just got done tightening up the rear
Tighten
axle.
these yet.
And yeah, these. Oh, yeah, I thought we tightened these up.
No, we snugged them.
Okay, yeah, that's right. We snugged them. And we were able. There's enough free play in the chain here just to clear that bolt, so we can tighten it. And then this plug goes in this hole. So we'll put that in. And this was kind of in the ballpark, I guess, because I put it in the same spot as the other rod, but then when I got to put this new spring on, it's like real close. And this is a kind of a strong spring, And we don't want too much pressure pulling on the switch here, otherwise it could be a problem too. So we might have to move that just a little bit. We'll work on that too coming up.
We have to adjust that when you have power. So
Yeah, that's probably true.
So that you can get the light to turn on.
Just at the right spot. We don't want it to turn on. We have to.
Just by touching it.
Yeah, we don't want it.
Or on all the time.
Yeah.
Or never on.
Yeah, we'll do it. We know that, like I said, we know this switch works because we tested with an ohm meter, so we know that we're good there. So, yeah, it looks like we got this rear brake stay in the wrong spot. We must have flipped it at one time or another, or maybe we started off bad. But this is supposed to be up, and this is supposed to be coming into the chain right there, and it's not right because it's not even lined up. So we got it backwards right now. So
it misses completely.
Yeah. All right, we got the brake stay set up right, and we had the oiler set up correctly because this actually lines up now with the sprocket and the chain. And I think it was part 12. I talked about how it went. It looks like I might have had it wrong in that video. And I didn't take a picture of this originally when it was on the bike, and they might have had it wrong. But also, it's hard to tell. And the other thing is, the parts book doesn't quite show this detail very well. And yeah, it's just one of the things I overlooked. So just make sure you have it this way, where actually the hose is actually going to come out and line up with the chain. There's another view of it. You could just, it's hard to tell maybe, but it is like right flush with the sprocket. See how that is?
It's in the middle of it, yeah.
So when it does drip, it'll drip right to here.
Well, you'd put a hose on it and cut it at an angle, and where it's supposed to drip is down here, and it would almost rub on the chain a little bit, right down in here. You'd put about a 2-inch piece with a 45-degree cut on it like that, so it would rub on it, and as the oil goes on it, it lubes the chain without getting everywhere else.
Yeah, all over the place, ground and everything, etc. And then the other end of it, of course, back here, it goes up and goes to the...
In fact, didn't the parts book call for a 3-inch piece right here?
I don't know,
it did.
for sure. I could look it up. Alright, so here's the parts book again. It looks like I should have referenced this a little bit better, because you can see this brake stay here, and the tube is going kind of upward, and this one's kind of hanging down and going slanted to the back, just like we have it now. And there's that hose he was just talking about. There's actual part number for it over there, but this is like 58-year-old motorcycle, so if you do find an NOS part for this rubber tube, the rubber's gonna be hard as a rock probably. So just gotta get something that fits on there and then trim it. So we did end up having it the wrong way earlier in part 12, but we got it right this time. Well, with putting the chain guard and all that stuff on, it really made for a long video here. So, but it was quite a big subject, so I'm glad I kind of showed everything here. But we got the plug in now, and everything's tight, and we're good to go on to the next stage, the next video. So, hope you enjoyed everything, and we'll definitely see you again soon.